Hey, how's it going, guys? We were talking some Penn State football today. I have to say, a lot of things have happened over the last couple of weeks. I haven't really posted anything, but Penn State losing to Michigan State just kind of reminded me of why Franklin is a bad decision to um, have as our head coach. I mean, really, quite frankly, in the close games, he, for the most part, will not come up clutch for us. Somehow, some way, Penn State will find a way to screw up. I don't think it's a talent problem. I really don't think it is, and he's recruited well enough. It's just that this team is so frustrating to watch sometimes, specifically on offense. I don't know what it is, but ever since Moorhead has left, we haven't found a guy to consistently be able to put together a good offense. I mean, when you look at Ronnie, he was okay. He's been the best one since we were actually kind of happy when Ronnie left because we thought he was holding this offense back. It turns out he might be better than Jurcic and Shiraka. I mean, and that kind of brings me to my next point is that, what's it going to take to have a season like what Michigan had this season? Because that was supposed to be us. That was supposed to be us having the breakthrough year, beating Ohio State, winning the Big Ten again, heading to the playoff. Like we thought would be the next ones to do that instead of Michigan. But it turns out we were wrong. Michigan had the breakthrough year, and quite frankly, not only have we not done that, but we've moved back as a program. We were putting together New Year's Six Bowl seasons. We were thinking, okay, next steps playoff, next steps playoff. We're just trying to get back to that New Year's Six Bowl because back to back years we've gone 4-5 in the Big Ten. I mean, 7-5 this season. That's not the standard. That's not what we code for. And I really don't think it's a talent issue. So I think it's just a pure coaching issue. I think Franklin is not really good at doing what he needs to do on Saturdays, and the coaching staff around him is not like elite. It's good. I think he has some good people. That's another thing too. You look at Anthony Poindexter. He's going to be the next Virginia head coach. Brent Pry is going to be the next Virginia Tech head coach. So you got two of your best coaches leaving now. And he's a guy that needs to have. I mean, he's gonna. I don't know who's gonna hire, but hopefully he has good hires because he's not a very good coach at all. He's a recruiter, and let's hope that one of the guys he is recruiting, Drew Alar, as you see in the picture, he needs to be that stud for us. If he is a bust, or if he's not even like star like within the first couple of years, then that'll be disappointing. And I hate to put that on his shoulders, but really, he's supposed to be kind of like the savior. Him and the rest of the recruiting class are supposed to be the guys that take us to this next level as as a program. And we'll see. We'll see. I think that in 2017 that was the best team Franklin had. That was a year when Barkley was in his last year in his prime. Mike Gesicki, McSorley was lighting things up, and the defense was good for the most part, except in the big games it seemed like. But yeah, so like, and that team didn't have as much talent as even like this team has, in my opinion. Maybe obviously the stars were better, like Gesicki, Deshaun Hamilton, McSorley, but throughout the entire roster, I would say that this year's 2021 team, specifically on defense, had better players. And the O line is another thing. I don't know what's going on with the O line. When you think about how well they've recruited on the O line. I think they've gotten plenty of 4 and 5s. Well, they haven't got any 5 stars, but they've gotten plenty of blue chip 4-star recruits. They have two top 100 tackles and Rasheed Walker and Caden Wallace, but yet neither of them play like it. Neither of them play like they're top 100 prospects. And the interior, you got some decent guys there, but nothing special. And we're just not able to put together good offensive lines. It's just how it is. We thought Adam Trotwine would come in and do a really good job, help us out with that. Nope, it hasn't done anything. He's done a bad job developing Rasheed Walker and Caden Wallace. Those two we're hoping to be our studs at tackle. That hasn't happened. And he has recruited well, I would say, getting Drew Shelton and then for the next class in 2023, Alex Buckmeyer. But recruiting only goes so far. As you can see in college football that recruiting is a big deal, right? But at the same time, you can also see that recruiting isn't everything. Okay, Miami has had some good classes the last couple of years, but guess what? Their coach just got fired because he couldn't get the job done on the field. And that's the same with Penn State. We've put together some good classes, but ultimately, if you can't get it done on the field, it doesn't matter. Like recruiting isn't the goal; it's winning on the field. And when you can't get it done on Saturdays, and there are a lot of things that fall into that. That's why I just keep saying get it done because Franklin, for one, he's a bad decision maker when it comes to just timeouts and clock management and all that stuff. He doesn't know what he's doing. I know it's supposed to be harder on the sideline than it is on TV, but I'm sorry if you know football at all, you need to make better decision making than what Franklin does. Like the 4th and 5 against Ohio State in 2018, running the ball. I understand the call, but you have your 3-year starter quarterback who is considered very clutch, and you don't keep the ball in his hands. Like I just don't get it. I don't get some of his reasoning. And if Penn State's going to have that next level Michigan type season like Michigan had this year, because they were a much maligned program heading into this season, but they turned things around. If Penn State's going to be able to do something like that, then they're going to have to do what Michigan did. They're going to have to change what they do on offense, and they're just going to have to get tougher for one thing. They're going to have to get tougher on offense because the running backs don't run hard. The O line is not very good at run blocking, very inconsistent in pass blocking as well. So I think they're going to have to get a lot tougher like Michigan did this year. And being tougher doesn't mean you lose skill with the wide out positions and finesse. Like that's not what I'm saying. You can have both. You can have both. Like Alabama has both. It seems like every single year. Michigan even has some good finesse as well. It's just that Penn State right now, I think, is being held back, and they could be a lot better. And there are a lot of things it's going to take to be able to get to that next level. But with this recruiting class, and unfortunately, we're stuck with Franklin for the next decade, it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard, even with this good recruiting class. I don't see it. I don't trust Franklin at all. I wish that Penn State didn't cave and give him that contract, but it is what it is. And let's just hope that whoever he hires for next D coordinator is really good to continue kind of what Pry did for a while. And let's just hope that somehow, some way, he can figure out and get it done and turn things around, kind of like what Harbaugh did this season. All right, well, thank you guys. We are Penn State.